What's up, folks? Welcome to Mindset Tabletop. I'm Matt McCann. Well, fall is here. We're all moving inside, cranking up our digital fireplaces, grabbing a synthetic cup of smart cocoa, and busting out some board games. So here's the top 10 tabletop tantalizers. I want to get to the table right now. All right, my number 10. I'm sure you are familiar with Terraforming Mars. This is a Tableau engine builder, and I think, to me, it is the quintessential engine builder. I love it. But the main reason I want to get this game back to the table now is I recently acquired from Etsy these dual-layered player boards that I got that came from Laserland. These are absolutely fantastic. They're still pretty light, and it's basically a card with kind of a foam frame on top of them. But basically, it's just set it and forget it. One of the main problems with Terraforming Mars is on those flat boards, if you bump the table or something like that, any cube scoots, you lose your process, and you have completely screwed your game up. So this is just a great addition that allows you to set it and forget it. I hope that's focusing correctly. And these make the game a lot easier. You don't have to worry about your board at all. All you can do is just concentrate on your strategy, play the game, and have fun. So my number 10, Terraforming Mars with the dual layer player boards from Laserland. Number 9, Robinson Crusoe. This game is absolutely awesome. It's a wonderful storytelling adventure game. You never know what's going to happen. It's incredibly hard, incredibly brutal. You lose most of the time, but you have a great time dying in this game. Every game tells a story. You could write short stories or even a book series off of this game. It's absolutely amazing. And I have not yet completed all of the scenarios in the game. There are vastly different scenarios in this too. This really isn't one game. This is a game system with about 5 games in it. And they're all different. They work off of the same island and the same basic system, but they play very differently. And it's a very fun game. Cannot wait to create my next story in Robinson Crusoe Adventures on the Cursed Island. Number 8, Trismegistus. Trismegistus is possibly the toughest game in my collection. This is incredibly thinky. It is a very hard, very tight Euro about transmuting metals into other metals and completing these experiments that you get. And you get points off of the experiments that you've completed. It is absolutely fascinating. It is fun, but it is hard. So it's a little bit difficult to get to the table. My number 8, Trismegistus. Number 7, Ark Nova, the hotness. This game has been hot for a while and probably will be hot for a while to come. It is an awesome game. This is very similar to Terraforming Mars. It's an engine builder that is based in a zoo building scenario. So you are working off of this action system that's 5 different actions. You can build, you can play an animal that you've got, you can play off of your association board. There's a couple other things that you can do, but you are basically taking these actions to build out your zoo. But when you take an action, you remove it from its slot and its power. So the higher slot it is, the more powerful the card is. You're going to use that card and then you're going to move it back down to 0, and everything below it is going to bump up and become 1 level more powerful. So if you want to build a level 4 enclosure to fit a specific animal you have to get your build action up to level 4. So if it's not there yet, you have to take some of the actions that are above it before you can get to that action. It's very interesting. It creates a really interesting strategy where you're sort of forced to diversify. And I really like that about this game. Ark Nova, my number 7. Number 6, I just acquired Empires of the North. You can see my unboxing video below. Still kind of grokking this game. I've only played it solo. I really want to get it to the table to play multiplayer. Very fun, punchy engine builder, city builder kind of game. and with beautiful, beautiful art. It's very engrossing, very fun so far, but I think it's going to be better multiplayer. So I'm looking forward to playing that. Okay, so the next few, I don't have copies with me here right now. My number 5 is Teotihuacan. My buddy Blake has that game. It is just amazing. It's the first Daniele Taschini game that I played. He's my favorite designer. I fell in love with it instantaneously. I saw the video online. I was planning on getting it, and then my buddy got it, and I was like, because I still to this day kind of wish I had a copy of it, and I may get it eventually. I will get the entire series eventually. But Teotihuacan is a rondel-based dice placement game where you do not roll the dice. They actually just get more powerful every time you move them. They move up 1 pip. So if you have a 2 die, you can move it up to 3 spaces around the board to any action that you want to take, and then you're going to bump it up to a 3. When they get up to 6, you put them back to 1 and set them back to the original space. This game is fascinating. You are kind of collectively building a pyramid up in the middle with different symbols, and you're scoring different points. That way, you're moving up tracks. It's a classic Euro. It is an amazing Euro. Daniele Taschini is a brilliant designer, and I'm always interested in playing any game that he has had a hand in. So Teotihuacan, City of Gods, my number 5. Number 4 is a contender for my favorite game of all time. I am just getting back into it. You can see it right above me right now. That commander deck, Magic: The Gathering. I'm sure you've heard about this game. If you're not familiar with it, you basically build a deck and then you play your deck against your opponent's deck, using land mana to cast different spells, creatures, auras, artifacts, things like that, or equipment, I think it's called now. It is absolutely fascinating game. I haven't played it for years. I'm just getting back into it now. I played the digital a couple of years back, but I'm just getting into the physical version now, and the commander system. So I'm just learning that as well. I can't wait to get to a group where I can learn commander and get into a regular play session with Magic: The Gathering, my number 4. Number 3, I'm a little bit mad at right now because I saw, I don't know, maybe it's my fault, but I saw the wrong dates on it. I thought this game was coming out sooner than it is, and I just recently pre-ordered Tabletop, another Daniele Taschini game. He's a co-designer on this. And you are basically using resources to build up different buildings and stuff like that, spread across a map to spread your influence. It looks kind of like Tekkenu meets Castles of Burgundy, but it looks more generous than Tekkenu. So I think this is going to be a little bit easier to get my friends into, because some of the other games like Tekkenu and Teotihuacan can be a little punishing, as brilliant as they are. So Tabletop looks great. I'm very excited about it, but it was kind of a sock to the gut to find out that it's not really coming out until the end of the year. So I'll be getting that basically about the same time I'll be getting Distilled, which I've practically forgotten about by now. This brings me to a side point. I'm not super jazzed about pre-ordering or kickstarting games anymore. I've been burned a couple of times by Kickstarter, and the pre-orders kind of take forever and don't necessarily guarantee that you're going to get it before somebody who just goes to the store and buys it when it comes out. So, so far, I've kind of taken too many slaps to the face when it comes to pre-ordering and kickstarting. So I'm kind of reassessing my position on that, at how much I need to want a game in order to kickstart it. But and yeah, I've lost, well over $100 just, through magically not completing my pledge. So anyway, that's my rant about pre-ordering. I'm not too jazzed about it anymore. So I'm very excited about my number 2 game, Boss Battle. I cannot wait to get Boss Battle to the table. I actually won this copy in a tournament at Dice Tower West in Vegas. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time playing with people. It was a very positive atmosphere. PJ and Jessica were there teaching the game. They're very awesome, very friendly people. They were super helpful, and they were right there for us. We just picked up the game right away. So obviously they are not just great designers, but they're great teachers. Unfortunately, Matthew was not there, but I got a chance to talk to him on the phone. He's a great guy. These are really, really cool people. This is a really cool game. What it is it's a lane battling game for 1 to 4 players. You can play 3 heroes against a boss. Each hero has a lane and the boss has 3 lanes. You are ticking cards up through these slots. When they get to the center, they activate in speed order. So you are playing cards out into the tableau. These cards can get bumped back by your opponent's cards. They can get taken out. If something gets pushed off of the board, it's destroyed. You are constantly, it's major blow after major blow, healing, nailing your opponent. It's explosive gameplay. It is super, super fun. And there are endless possibilities for expansion on this. I've been following the Discord a little bit. Unfortunately, I haven't been active enough on the Discord. I really mean to in the future, but there is a big future for this game. Endless possibilities for expansion. You can bring out new bosses, new heroes, like crazy. You could do anything with this. And if you've never played a lane battling game before, it is an awesome, awesome mechanism. So I highly, highly recommend Boss Battle. And hopefully soon, I will have a detailed review of this game for you. I'm very limited on my technology at the moment. I'm just shooting on my phone and editing on my phone. I don't have my editing program up. But hopefully soon, I will get a comprehensive review of Boss Battle out to you guys. So please stay tuned for that. And check out Boss Battle games. Check out this game. It's absolutely awesome. And my number 1. The untableable, the impossible, the ever-alluring Twilight Imperium 4. Oh, this game. I have had a couple of incomplete plays of this game. Still haven't totally completed one. But it is very, very, very fun and fascinating. This game is intriguing. Everybody is afraid to play this game because they're like, oh, wait, isn't that the game that takes 8 hours to play? And you say, yes, but that's good. And then their head tilts to the side. But Twilight Imperium really is awesome. Once you get into it, once you start to figure out your strategy, I started to get really excited at about 3 hours. So at 3 hours, I was thinking not, oh, how long is this game going to take? But, oh, I'm glad we've got some time because there's all this stuff that I want to do. We ended up cutting it off at about 5 because some people had to go. But I was super excited about what I was working on. I was very deeply invested in it. This game has politics. This game has war. This game has everything. It is really an epic, almost role-playing experience where you're playing as these different factions from different planets, all vying for influence over the system. Power has just been evacuated, so everybody is stepping up to the front saying, we're going to be the leaders, we're going to set the laws in here, we're going to make sure that this system runs smoothly. And no matter which faction you pick, you have a lot of choices to make, a lot of deep strategy, and I cannot wait to play Twilight Imperium. Thank you, folks. Thank you so much. If you live in the South Bay area in Southern California, let me know if you'd like to come join a game night. If you'd like to play any of these games, if any of these interest you, let me know. Let's get a game night together. Let's play. And try to remember, it's not whether you win or lose. The game is the thing. Thank you, folks.